Hi, I'm Phyllis and my website is southernfrugal.com. This afternoon we're going to make some cornbread, and we're going to make it from ground up popcorn. So I think it's been maybe 3 weeks ago now. Someone wrote in and said you could grind the popcorn up in the Vitamix. And I was a little concerned about that, but finally I worked up my nerve and decided to try it. So this past weekend we had some cornbread that was from ground up popcorn, and it was very good. So we're going to do a big pan of it today. So this is the popcorn I'm using. It's non GMO, and I think this is the same brand we used to get in the 1950s for popcorn. So non GMO popcorn. And I think this came from Walmart, as I recall. So I want 2 cups of fine ground cornmeal. And so I'm going to go ahead and do about 2.5, maybe even 3 cups, because I'm going to have to sift it. So I'm using my Vitamix, and I'm using the dry beaker. So I've got my measurements here on the side. So I'm going to go ahead and grind up about 2.5 cups. And again, this is going to be noisy, but I want y'all to see it all the way through. Now you can also do this, from what I understand, in a food processor. But I would think the Vitamix might probably be able to grind it up a lot finer. I'm not sure though, because I haven't used this, my food processor for this. All right, here we go. Now it slowed down, and it was coming all the way up and falling down from the corners there, but I still want to grind it more because I want it a lot finer than it is right now. So I'm going to kind of stir up from the bottom, and I want to make sure it doesn't get hot. So it just barely, ever the slightest bit warm right now. So what we're going to do is keep grinding it, and it'll be coming up on the corners here and then falling over. All right, I know this is loud, but y'all need to see the whole thing. All right, here we go again. Just a little bit warm now at the bottom, so I'm going to stir it down again. And I definitely still want it finer than this. It smells really good. What I'm doing is getting it out of the corners there, because what's in the corners is going to be ground up finer than what's sort of in the middle. All right, we're going to grind it one more time here, and then we're going to sift it. So, all right, here we go. I'm going to pulse it to kind of make it fall down. dust now floating up out of it, so I know it's ground fine enough now. So now we're going to sift it. And I'm actually using the finest sifter I've got, which is in my flour sifter. So we're going to do that. Alright, so it definitely got hot on the bottom, I can see. That's okay. Alright. Alright, so we're going to sift it now using this flour sifter. And all I'm after is 2 cups, so the rest of it will be, I'll put in the freezer. So this is whole grain corn, and that's the whole point really, to get it to taste really, really good. Looks like it's all pretty well ground up. A while ago I thought I heard a kernel in it, but maybe I didn't. It's all going to come through there, maybe. I don't feel any kernels in there. Okay, I think that's about it. Left maybe, I don't know, 1/4 of a cup in there. So now I need to measure out 2 cups. There's 1 cup. So remember, I started out with about 2½ cups of the popping corn. There's 2 cups right there. Alright, so I'm going to dump this in another bowl, so you'll hold on. Alright, so now I got the other cornmeal out of the bowl, and I'm going to dump the 2 cups back in. And then to that, we're going to add 2 cups of bread flour. And that's what I'm using, because for this, you definitely want the gluten. Because the cornmeal, of course, doesn't have any gluten. So we're going to make it half and half. So 2 cups of bread flour and 2 cups of fresh ground cornmeal. Now to this, I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of baking powder, which would be 3 teaspoons. So 1 tablespoon right on top there. And we're going to add 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and that's because we're using buttermilk. Put that right on top. And now what we want to do is mix these ingredients together. So now what we've got is cornmeal mix. And again, I use that bread flour because I want the gluten in there, so it will rise and make a light cornbread, we hope. Alright. Now to this, we're going to add 2 whole eggs. And I've also got my oven preheated to 425 degrees. And I've greased, I think it's an 11 by 16 inch pan. It's the same pan I fix my sheet cakes in. So we just beat those up. Oh wait, we didn't add the salt. So I'm going to use 1 teaspoon of salt, and actually a heaping teaspoon in there. Yeah, we definitely have to have the salt. Alright, so what I'm going to do is put this right down in the middle. And then I'm going to add some oil, and I'm just going to guess at this now and say maybe 1/4 of a cup of oil. This is just vegetable oil. And then we're going to start out with 2 full cups of buttermilk. We might have to add more liquid. If we do, it'll be water that I'll be adding, but maybe the 2 cups will be enough of the buttermilk. And this is whole milk buttermilk. Alright, let's keep adding it. And we're probably going to end up baking this for about 20 to 25 minutes in a 425 degree oven. Alright, I'm going to need to switch to the spatula now. Now if I need more liquid, I'm going to actually let it be hot water from the kitchen faucet. And that's exactly what we're going to need, more liquid. So hold on. So we're going to go ahead and add what's probably going to be another whole cup of liquid. Just hot water, actually. Because we want this to be moist, and remember that cornmeal takes up a lot of moisture. I think I remember reading somewhere where it can hold 17 times its weight. And I definitely do not want dry cornbread. Yeah, that looks about right. So that would be 2 cups of whole milk buttermilk and 1 cup. Really, you need hot water. Get it started cooking right away. Let me get my whisk again. I've lost it. I've already put it down in the sink. We'll just have to finish up like this. Now I've got my pan greased with some Crisco, because I certainly don't want it to stick. I mean, if it's got a few lumps in it, that's all right. It won't make a bit of difference. All right, so it's kind of like a cake batter. Now, not a cake mix batter, but a homemade batter. That's kind of the consistency that you're looking for. All right. I'm going to just dump it right into our pan and get it in the oven. Now, we're going to have chickpea soup today, and I think this cornbread will go really well with it. Alright, I think we got most of it out. And just spread that out. And again, I think this is probably going to cook in about 20 to 25 minutes in a 425 degree oven. That should work. we'll be back when this gets done. Alright, here's the cornbread, and it did turn out very well indeed. It's super, super moist, and it does have a strong corn taste, so we will definitely be making our cornbread like this from now on. And there's the soup. This is chickpeas, salsa, and I actually put some little bacon bits in it and some sour cream. It's very much like black bean soup. And of course we've got our iced tea. We have already eaten some of the cornbread. It is that good. It smelled really good in the house too. Finished up the soup there. Alright y'all, we will see y'all next time. If you've got a Vitamix or a nice food processor, I think you can grind up the popcorn pretty easily. Alright y'all, we'll see y'all next time. Bye for now.